Hello, wizards, witches, and everyone in between. My name is Emma, and you're watching Disney Channel. Alright, so I am very excited. I am coming at you with an original tag. I'm calling this the Disney Channel tag. If some of you remember, on Twitter, like 2 weeks ago, I tweeted out that I had a video idea and I wanted people to comment below if they grew up with certain Disney Channel shows. And I had so many people comment, and so I will tag the people that commented who have a booktube channel. They will be tagged down below. So today I am rocking my High School Musical concert shirt in honor of Disney Channel. This was the first concert I ever went to in 2006. I scoured booktube, tried to find if someone had already done this before. I couldn't find anybody. Let's just jump right on in. Okay, so the first prompt is Hannah Montana. And for this, find a book with a plot twist that you saw a mile away. This, I'm going to go with Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. This is the second book in the Hunger Games trilogy. The plot twist in terms of the arena and what it is, I saw that coming a mile away. I still, was shocked when I was right, because usually I'm not, either I don't guess anything or I guess something and it's completely wrong. So I was still really surprised, but yeah, I love this book so much. Okay, so the next prompt is Phil of the Future, a book that takes place in the future. And for this, I decided to go with An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. I really enjoyed this book, and I really liked that it was set in the future, but it wasn't futuristic to an extreme. It just seemed like technology that we currently have that just got developed a little bit farther, and it has a lot of cool sci-fi elements. Obviously the whole robot thing is the main premise of this book, but I really liked all that kind of futuristic stuff. So the next prompt is The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And for this, choose a book with your favorite book siblings. And for this one, I'm going to tweak this a little bit because I didn't have any that stood out to me. So I decided to go with Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. And to me, just all the children, their friendship to me is so deep that it's they're each other's family, because they are outcasts and they're kind of living in their own secluded world, and really each other, no one else understands them except the people that they're with. So to me, I feel like they're family, and they rely on each other and banter with each other as if they were all siblings. So that's what I'm gonna go with. So Wizards of Waverly Place, a character with a secret. And for this, I decided to go with Midnight for Charlie Bone by Jenny Nimmo. I don't know if any of you have heard of this. I actually have, where is it, right here? I have quite a few of them. My friend Addie, who I wish would start a booktube channel, told me about this when I was in 4th or 5th grade, and I devoured it. It was so good. Some people say oh, it kind of is similar to Harry Potter, but the big secret that Charlie has is he has magical powers. He goes to the school, I guess it's kind of similar, but I feel most anything set in a school with kids who have special abilities is always going to be compared to Harry Potter. But I absolutely love this. There's so many characters I love in this. His uncle I have a crush on. I think either his aunts or his great aunts, Aunt Venetia and Aunt Lucretia, are evil, Maleficent-esque, or Yzma. They're goals. So I really enjoy this book. Alright, next up is Lizzie McGuire, a book that would work as a live-action film and also as an animated film. And for this, I'm going to go with Fablehaven by Brandon Mull. I don't know if I've talked about this on my channel already. I feel like I might have. I feel like I never stop talking about this. But this is one of my favorite middle grade series. But I have always thought that this series would make a great movie, and if they did it well enough with a big budget, it'd make a great live action. but I also think it'd make a really good animated. So these two siblings, Kendra and Seth, are sent for the summer to live with their grandparents, who they don't know are caretakers of this place called Fablehaven, which is a magical creature sanctuary. And so Seth gets too curious and starts causing some trouble, and the security of Fablehaven gets threatened. And that's kind of what this first book is about. It is a 5-book series. Recommend them all. Just look at this. Can you even see it? The scary freaking witch lady. She sits on a stump and she has a rope that she like gnaws on, but she doesn't have any teeth left, so her gums bleed and the rope's all bloody and she's really scary, and it's a good time. Alright, next is That's So Raven. Raven can see glimpses into the future. Choose a book that you wish had an epilogue that jumped into the future. And for this, I'm going to go with Winter by Marissa Meyer. This is the last book in the Lunar Chronicles series. And even though this book kind of did wrap up everything, I just wish I knew like what they were doing 10 or 20 years from when this book ended. Who is married? Do they have any kids? Is anyone out there kicking some ass, flying solo because they don't need to settle down? And I feel like Marissa Meyer might actually do a really good job with an epilogue. So I don't know, but I would like to know what all these people are up to, because there's so many good characters in this series, and it's like, I'm nosy. What are you doing with your life? Alright, next is Kim Possible. Choose a book with a character who has an adorable pet. For this, I am going to go with Coraline by Neil Gaiman. Love this book. I know I already talked about it in my Cats and Books tag, but had to go with it again. The cat in this isn't technically her pet, but he might as well be, and to me, when I was thinking of this question, he stood out to me more than like other actual pets in books, so I had to go with him. He's super useful. He's sassy, but he also really like legit helps her save the kids, save her life. So as well as being like adorable, he is also incredibly useful, and I would love to have him as a pet. Maybe he could help me solve all my problems. If you haven't read this, I would highly recommend it. The whole book is kind of about like, be careful what you wish for. Don't take what you have for granted. Be happy with what you have, because what you think is going to be a great thing might not end up being a great thing. And I really want a Coraline tattoo. Alright, next is The Proud Family. Choose a book with a family that you would want to get adopted into. And you already know, I'm going with Harry Potter. Maybe if you don't follow me on Twitter, you'd be like, oh, she wants to be a Weasley, like, the Weasleys are great. No. I want to be a Malfoy. I am a Malfoy deep in my soul. I know I'm a Malfoy. If I was reincarnated like into the Harry Potter series, 100% a Malfoy. I am a proud Slytherin. I have blonde hair, and I want to be classy but evil like the Malfoys are. Also, Draco is so misunderstood. He's not the villain that everyone thinks he is. And Lucius Malfoy, I feel for him. First of all, I love him in the books and in the movies. Like, the Malfoys have this amazing house. This is like off the topic of Lucius, but they have a manor that I want to live in. Glide around the manor in like a Slytherin green like silk robe in the morning. Love that. But anyway, Lucius Malfoy is so complicated because by the end, you can tell he regrets what he's doing. Even in the movies, and he's barely in the movies, you can tell that he is having second thoughts, and he kind of wishes that he could take his family and escape. Plus, I love Bellatrix, and she would be related to me by marriage. I basically want to marry Lucius Malfoy. Alright, the next prompt is Even Stevens. So in Even Stevens, the main character is in 7th grade, so choose a book that either you loved in 7th grade or you would recommend to somebody who is in 7th grade. For this, I gotta go with The Giver. I know it's cliche, it's overdone, but it's cliche and overdone for a reason. This book is like one of the grandfathers of this whole dystopian, utopian world that so many books are written in now, and I think it's imperative that people read it. It's so good, and it's about so much more than just like, oh, this kid Jonas. The Giver is what makes this book The Giver so amazing. It's not Jonas, it's not really any of the plot, it's what the giver does and what he teaches Jonas to do, and in all the scenes where Jonas is learning what the giver knows, it's like so deep and impactful and amazing, and I can't shut up about it, clearly. Alright, the last prompt is Phineas and Ferb, a book with a character or characters that got away with a lot more than they realistically should have. So for this, I'm going with Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Amy got away with so much for so long, and like, although I think that she was very clever and obviously like pre-planned everything so that it would be kind of difficult for her to get caught, just the sheer amount of people that were trying to catch her, like, and no one found her for that long, like, is kind of, really? I definitely think she was kind of like Phineas and Ferb in that way, where they're like, oh, we didn't do anything. That's what I'm gonna go with. I don't see many people talking about this book. Weirdly, I feel like a lot of people hate it. Like, I only hear people talk about it when they're talking about how much they hate it, but I think I gave this a 3 out of 5. Like, I enjoyed it. The movie's also really good. That's just my opinion on it, but anyway, that's what I'm going with. Frickin' Amy, like, props to her though, dude. Like, she knew what she wanted and she went out there and she did it. Let me know down below what your favorite Disney Channel show was. I think mine was Hannah Montana, for sure. I still listen to Hannah Montana basically on a weekly basis because I have all the songs memorized, and it's just a great time. And I hope you guys enjoy this tag, and I will talk to you guys later.